action and take it away, my friend. What do we got going on for AAA?
So both teams looking to win this game. This is game 3. We'll decide who advances from this bracket and who has to go to the loser's bracket to try again. AAA bringing Ohio, St. Vincent. Looks like the same builds. Dreadnought this time in a Minotaur because Brisbane has been banned. We've got a Marsilli, a Stalingrad for Patton this time. Interesting. Reload spec, and then a Des Moines instead of Salem for live off the hook. For destroyers, we've got a legendary Tor spec gearing, a standard Kleber,
Relatively standard Kleber.
Yeah, and a gun build daring.
Yep.
What do we got for Amazon?
All right, opposing them from the South Spawn, our boys in Amazon that won game 1, but kind of all fell apart for them in game 2. Trying to make it work here. Returning to the board with Alexa's Ohio. Looks like the same basic build. Danny now swapping into the 3rd different battleship we've seen him play this match. Now in a Conqueror, having previously run a Schlieffen and then a St. Vincent. That's a fairly standard Conqueror build. Again, more survivability, right? You're looking at fire prevention and all the like. A little odd maybe to see fire prevention on a Conqueror, but I'll allow it. Makes sense. Fronted by... I'll allow it. Fronted by a triple cruiser lineup. That's GM Schwartz and a Moskva. That is a unique upgrade Moskva for the increased accuracy. Name of an RX-7 and a Stalingrad. Would have had a better game last time if he hadn't gotten conga line torpedoed out of the middle of the board. Literally just one salvoed. Brilliant play there. And Coop also, in with the Brisbane ban in action this game, has taken a Minotaur of his own. Now, Amazon moved into a 4-destroyer lineup this time. On the left flank, we have Jeff Bezos here in a Smoke Harugamo. That is a unique upgrade mod for that ship. Cowboys gearing, typical what we've been seeing. That's a legendary torpedo build gearing. Nothing shocking there. Tyler now in a daring in the middle of the map. A bit of a gun build there, although he's got kind of an odd mix because he's got torpedo upgrade in slot 3 and a gun upgrade in slot 6. On the far right flank, we have, it's a Union thing, a player we have not seen previously in this match, running a full torpedo build Shimakaze, but that is not a unique upgrade or anything, just a regular full-out torpedo build.
There is something unique, though, about the Shimakaze's build.
Okay, let me have a peek. What did I miss? Hold on. Let me see if I detect it. I see RPF, I see Brisk, I see Concealment. What am I missing?
If the team panels mod has been updated correctly, he's running 20-kilometer torpedoes.
Ah, okay. So he's running the noob tubes.
Yes.
All right.
To reach all the way to the back of the map.
Have a look at early deployment here, and we're seeing maybe a bit of an adaptation to how teams have been kind of approaching Warriors' path. We've seen a lot of heavy splits where everybody tends to ignore the middle of the board early. We're not seeing that here. Both Darings and 2 Russian radar cruisers working over the B cap early. That's Classics and Toyer and GM Schwartz and GS Patton.
Interesting to see just the radars sitting there in wait.
Lying in wait. Classic's going to step onto the cap in just a moment.
Yeah, he's fixing to bait that radar, I think.
Schwartz is lit. They know exactly where to look for him. That's going to actually keep Classics off the cap. In fact, he got spotted on the surface by Twyer. Now they're trading a little bit of gunfire of their own.
The important thing is that Classics can actually stop here, back up, smoke, and radar, get Patton to radar.
Ohio Salvo coming in on Schwartz. Nope, nothing doing.
Classics now taking the opportunity to farm down Schwartz's Moskva.
Might as well. Not worth blowing the radar while Classics isn't on the cap. Twyer about to step into the cap. Still hasn't gotten quite over the line yet. Right about there. There it is.
Yep. Meantime, back at A, we have Amazon's Death Snail set in place. There's the radar at B.
Coop's Minotaur's got his Hydro up, looking for a way through these torpedoes. Doesn't look like he's going to find it. He's going to take at least one of these, I'm pretty confident. Oh, it scrapes the paint off his bow. Nicely maneuvered.
Well, there's that desync, so
Well, a little bit of
you
that, and
never know.
also he cut his throttle at just the right time, and that worked out brilliantly. He played that
Mm.
just about perfectly. Classic spotted somehow. I'm not even sure how.
Mossman moved farther forward, I think.
Now they used Patton's radar to push Twire off the cap. Twire trying to get back in again. Looks like he'll be there in a few seconds. I'm guessing now at this point, Amazon should be able to pick up B, and then it'll be a question of whether or not Classics and GS Patton can engineer a way to get back onto the cap.
Yeah, I want to take a moment and talk about the choice for Danny Loves taking this Conqueror. Conqueror is a good battleship choice if you want to just burn the heck down out of enemy Stalingrads, Marseilles, and St. Vincent's.
I gotta say, you know Burgonia far better than I do. I don't even own the ship, and I'm not sure I've ever played it. Why would you take a Conqueror instead of a Burgonia? Other than the super heal, that's obvious. But beyond that, from a firepower perspective, aren't they pretty similar?
No. So
Okay.
since the Conqueror, like I said, the Conqueror very good at anti-battleship stuff, right? Because you just fire HE and laugh as you break all the modules and things
Yeah.
and set fires and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and you go low, who cares? Burgon is different. You think of Burgon, what do we miss?
Oh, they know where to look for the daring. Oh, they've got the Des Moines radar. I was going to say, Twire's daring looked like Ikik took a blind fire salvo. It still managed to connect with the shell, but I realized later it wasn't blind fire. They had used Live Off the Hooks Des Moines to pick him up.
Gotcha.
Anyway, go ahead.
So a Burgon is better suited for anti-cruiser work as opposed to anti-battleship work from a Conqueror. You
Okay.
play Burgon like an oversized Henri. You use the speed to get out on the flank, concealment to get up behind somebody or next to somebody, and then you blappy blap with the AP into cruisers, reload boost until ready, serves 10.
Okay.
So that's the big difference between those two. They are both clad in 32 millimeter armor. So that's one similarity between the two of them.
Yep. Twire again, about halfway done with the B cap as the Death Snail over at A creeps closer to the edge of that cap. In fact, Coop's Minotaur, I mean, that guy is less than 9 kilometers from Blood Driver's gearing. His radar is available. Blood Diver, if he ever got radared right now, that might be catastrophic for him.
Yeah, he's doing a nice job of getting into that kite away positioning. He just needs, there's the spots.
Yep.
Cowboy detected.
Now they know to look for him there. They spot him on the surface. Cowboy's going to slow down and let the smoke envelop him. And then there comes the radar from Coop. And so now they're going to have all kinds of time to punish Blood Diver over here on the 1 line.
I'm surprised Blood Diver didn't open up with his guns as soon as he saw Cowboy. He had to have been looking there. Get the decap. You know you're going to be detected. You know you're going to be on radar.
Yep. They continue to use French radar to reset Twire's daring in this smoke cloud at B, Zah.
I love it. Man with an Arc 7 Stalingrad, he was being farmed for a bit. Danny Loves is now at half in the Conquer, but I mean, he's got a super heal. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
And there's the end of the radar. Blood Diver now making a hard turn to get those torpedoes into the snail as quickly as possible.
As now Coop catching Dreadnought's Minotaur broadside with a bunch of AP, of course, because Minotaur getting some good hits.
But
in fact,
Coop
here,
also detected now.
The Ohio salvo coming in, nothing doing.
They hit there.
I'm not sure where that was, unless the desync is catching up with me. Those didn't look like Ohio shells, but it could have been the desync.
The desync.
Yeah.
It's the desync. That was the Ohio.
Okay.
Nice smoke from Blood Driver now on Coop.
Yep. Ikik now returning Ohio shells back at Coop's Minotaur. See how he weathers this. Looks like he's going to be okay. Yep. Nothing doing. And he's dark now. Well, we're 9 minutes in, and it's a very tight game, only about 10 points apart. Again, they're doing a brilliant job of keeping Twire's daring off of B. He still managed to never cap, and now he's getting pushed.
Look at Live Off the Hooks.
Yeah.
Des Moines.
I love this maneuver because they really can't punish it. He gets to make this maneuver right into the channel and now threaten the flank of both the Moskva and Twire's daring.
I don't like Bill Butcher's position in the Kleber. I feel like he'd be better served just to go and YOLO Stalingrad, Man with an Arc 7 Stalingrad. Instead, he's sitting there.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like that position. Yeah. The Shima also, unfortunately, Union things, Shimakaze has not accomplished very much over here. He keeps volleying the torpedoes. I almost think I would prefer to see him stagger the launches a little more rather than try and launch them all in waves.
The wall of skill is mighty.
The wall of skill is difficult against players who understand what Shimakaze is capable of and know approximately where you are and where the torpedoes are going to be coming from. Once they have an idea of that, they can play against it effectively.
Radar up.
Yep. They pulled Twire off the cap, but they may lose him.
I think they're okay-ish.
It's going to be very close. He's out of heels. He's completely out of heels.
That's true. Meanwhile, Classics is now using his final heal.
AAA has done a brilliant job of coordinating fire, board position, and radars to keep B out of the hands of Amazon. I had assumed Amazon was going to pick up that cap several minutes ago, and they've never done it. We're now over the halfway mark of the game. It's a tight game, Zath.
Ohio Shells coming in on live off the hook right now. In the channel, one connects. Could have been a lot worse. Speaking of worse, oh, nope, live off the hook's radar is off.
Cowboys got torpedoes going downrange onto Patton's Stalingrad. It looks like he's going to land at least one, if not two of these. There's one, and the other ones are just barely going to miss. So he does get one into the Stalingrad's bow. As now, Alexa, what's my PR? The Ohio has moved up there to kind of help counter that Stalingrad position as well.
That's right.
Only 12 to 15 points apart, depending on where the ticks are, Zath, and there's only 9 minutes left.
Coop now pushing forward, getting smoked up by Bezos' Harugumo. Ikek took a shot, but Coop stopped early.
I feel like, Zath, we've reached a point where this game is going to be decided on who makes a mistake first.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, Bill Butcher going into A or B cap with his Kleber.
Ooh,
catching Tour out.
Yeah, caught a little glimpse there. Tour on
radar go.
1600 H, 1600 AP has 1600 HE. Oh God, 1600 HP. I'll get it out in a minute.
Yes,
has to just retreat, and he cannot afford to get spotted again. B-Cap continuing to be tightly contested. Cowboy with another torpedo salvo out there looking for both Classics and GS Patton, but Classics' Hydro is up. He should see those coming.
Absolutely. I think it's very smart here of Patton backing off.
Yeah.
Recognizing, he's got to stay frosty to all these torpedoes coming in.
7.5 minutes. Things are starting to get a little tense out here.
Both teams looking at the scoreboard, keeping an eye on things.
Very, very tight game. Nobody wants to flinch first. Nobody wants to be, oh man, GS Patton takes at least one of those gearing torpedoes. Even though
they were spotted.
Even though they were right through the Hydro, he was moving slow enough. He wasn't able to maneuver effectively. The more I look at the boards the more I'm getting the sense that this Ohio position of Amazon is going to become very decisive here in a moment.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Cowboy detected now on radar. Bill Butcher now detected.
Butcher in B, but look back at C. Union thinks Shimakaze has moved up, and they can't prevent this cap, Zath. Live Off the Hook has no more radars left.
So
we've already had that's a lead change. Amazon now in the lead.
Yeah.
And they'll start ticking up a bigger lead. No, Live Off the Hook steps onto the cap to prevent the completion, but it has to back off.
Yeah, this is the part where I think the St. Vincent Marseille are just going to hit W. Unfortunately, Hans is going to W into a torpedo spread. Looks like he came out of it okay.
He's fine. He took none of those. They do catch the Shimakaze as Live Off the Hook reverses back into the cap again. But now with 6 minutes to play, it's about a 50-point lead for Amazon and growing. AAA not anywhere near a cap they can do anything about. Their only hope really is Live Off the Hook and maybe Butcher sneaking up to grab B, but they have no hope at A.
Classics detected now. He's trying to make something happen, but
just
I don't
taking
know, he's
damage.
trading a lot of hit points to do it. Yeah.
Cowboy smoking his way into the extreme far southwestern edge of the B cap, right in front of Butcher's Kleber, right in front of Patton Stalingrad. The Stalingrad is out of radar. They've expended all of these resources to get to this point, and now kind of sucking wind here at the end.
Yeah, at this point, I think Patton needs to just go. He needs to make that decisive play. Honestly, drive exactly where
Butcher
almost
is?
over to where yeah, like or I was actually thinking they need to find a way to make a decisive play at B. They haven't been able to do it so far, and they are going to lose this war of attrition.
Yep. Live off the hook almost had C recaptured, but takes a few shells from Danny's Conqueror, I think. Gets the reset in. Now, Man with an RX-7 is starting to get pretty low, and Live off the hook's got him locked up on Hydro. If AAA can pick up this kill, that's points they desperately need, but it's not going to be enough to flip it in their favor, and we're under 5 minutes to go. In fact, Ohio shells from Alexa coming in, looking for Liv, and coming up. Well, they got a little bit of a hit there.
Little connection there. RX-7 has his final heal gone.
Yep.
His DCP is down, so all it takes is one fire.
There's only
these dunsies.
And there's only 15. Oh, they get the Marseille. They finally get Sparkle Fury. That's a big kill for Amazon because now even if they lose RX-7, the points will more or less stay where they were. Hydro's going to expire here on Live Off the Hook. Butcher going deep. Are they going to be able to salvage his ship? Looks like he might be finally making a run on the Moskva here.
Yeah, but
Cowboy's waiting for him.
Way too much to do it.
Yeah. Under 4 minutes. It's a big lead for Amazon, but a couple of kills on AAA's favor could actually still flip this. They do manage to push Blood Diver back into A. They've got to take a risk here, but he's broadside in front of a radar Minotaur.
Yep, and you can see there's the radar.
Ikix Ohio also pushing hard for A. They've got to get somebody into B as quick as they can. They do grab Butcher, and that puts them on an extreme timer now. 40 seconds left in this game to an Amazon win. I'm really surprised I didn't dive B, Zath. Even Classics isn't going over there.
No, that's what I mean. Like, they were playing at such a... They had some brilliant maneuvers, but then they just kind of stopped and said, well, we'll just wait for them to make a mistake.
Yeah.
This is King of the Sea. At some point, people don't make those kinds of mistakes you're hoping for.
15 seconds away. They're gonna push Ikix Ohio into A. That's gonna buy them a few extra seconds, but that's all it's gonna buy them. Unless they're not gonna be able to step onto B. This game's gonna end in just a few seconds here. Unless they can bag a kill on Man with an RX-7 for a time extension, I just don't see it, Seth.
It's not going to happen anytime soon unless we have Ohio shells inbound.
No, looks like Amazon's going to hold on to claim a very hard-fought Game 3. What did I miss?
Patton just got hammered by Schwartz's Moskva, came out in the Stalingrad broadside to give me a beautiful death pick. Thank you so much for that.
Well, there it is. Team Red there, Amazon claiming the win. They are moving on to day 4 here on North America.
That's right. Fantastic series.
Great series.
By both sides.
Great series.
Now, AAA isn't out. AAA will now go back and fight in the loser bracket for another shot.
Yep, AAA will continue to play. Still looking for that elusive second match win. They might still be able to make their way into day 3, but that will be someone else's match to cast, Saf.